Well, good day. So, for today, we're gonna be talking about Christmas trees, chipmunks, and dags. So, bark, bark. Alright, let's go.
Alright. So, we start off in Mickey Mouse's modest mouse house, where he and his dag, Pluto, are taking their axe for a walk. What? No! They're going into the woods to find a perfect tree to chop down for Christmas. And while Pluto is going flat out bonkers insane with excitement, he starts getting taunted by two jerk chipmunks. Jerkmunks? Chip and Dale. Pluto ain't having none of it, so he chases these chipmunks down, and they run up and hide in a tree for safety. But what are the odds that this perfectly sized and gorgeously shaped tree will be the tree that Mickey chooses to chop down? Well, pretty darn good odds, as he does just that. So after a failed escape attempt from the tree, the chipmunks decide to stay in there and see where this whole thing goes. Fast forward! And the tree is set up and decorated inside Mickey's house. Chip and Dale wake up in this tree and are completely flabbergasted and amazed with how a usually kind of boring wood and pine needle tree is completely blinged out, right? It's like they went to bed in a dark basement and they woke up in a 90s rap video, right? Everything is shiny and fantastic, but first things first, right? They need food. Dale spots candy canes being put on the tree and he tries to gank one, but completely fails by obtaining a Christmas ornament instead, which leads to violent hilarity with his brother, Chip. Suddenly, while Pluto is gazing upon this gorgeous tree, he notices that something is amiss with it, right? So he goes in to investigate with his nose and finds these two chipmunks screwing around. Pluto's trying to point these guys out to Mickey, man, but Mickey's totally oblivious. Mayhaps he is dipping into the eggnog and rum a little early. That helps me lose focus too. While Dale is going out around the house to find some food to steal, he gets noticed by Pluto. And again, Pluto chases him down. Dale hides amongst these Santa candles and steals a Santa hat with a beard attached to it? From a candle? What kind of cheap-ass candles does Mickey Mouse buy? These candles only have a wick in the top 1/8 of an inch of the candle, and it's removable from its base? Man, that thing would burn out in 5 minutes. What's the point? They look cute, I guess, so oh well. So as Mickey sets Dale on fire, Chip has to perform a rescue ranger maneuver to help his brother get out of the clutches of their foe, Pluto the Dag. But Pluto will not be denied victory on this day. So yet again, he chases these chipmunks down. Chaos ensues as he not only chases the chipmunks to the tree, but they start beating the crap out of each other inside of the tree. And then Mickey Mouse, like a crazy bystander, throws himself in the middle of a fight and boom! The tree is completely destroyed! It's then, and only then, that Mickey Mouse finally notices the two chipmunks in the tree. And at the end of it, he's not too happy with Pluto being a jerk to these two chipmunks because, after all, it is Christmas and they're guests in his house. Even though they're technically squatting and they'll use the Christmas tree as their toilet, still, they're guests in Mickey's house. And all of this bitterness melts away when Goofy, Donald, and Minnie show up at Mickey's house to do some Christmas caroling outside. Even the chipmunks are singing along to it. Singing chipmunks? Will that ever catch on? Either way, it's a pretty awesome ending to a pretty awesome cartoon. So, I guess with everything involved, that is the end of this, merry tale.
So, yeah, man, like, what else can you say, right? Like, that is such an awesome and classic Christmas cartoon. One that probably everybody has seen at this point. It's pretty much involved in every single Christmas compilation video ever made. Because it's totally awesome and fun, right? Like, setting up your Christmas tree, getting the place ready for Christmas. Man, that's like it was a fun, awesome time. Although not so fun having to deal with wildlife in your house. But, Mickey did take a pretty awesome Christmassy classy approach to the whole situation. Oh, there are guests, man. Love thy neighbor, all that kind of stuff. Ha. Very Christmassy. That's a much friendlier answer to this than, say Clark Griswold's solution to having a squirrel in the house from their Christmas tree. The problem solving that involved a jacket and a hammer. Yeah, I definitely think Mickey was a lot kinder on Chippendale than that. For Chippendale waking up in that tree being all completely decked out, man, that must have been pretty awesome for them. That is quite a callback to Christmases many moons ago. Before my time, a child would go to bed, next day, the tree would be set up by Santa Claus and all the decorations, all the presents, stuff like that. So that's pretty similar with what Chippendale went through with this. So that's actually pretty cool to see. And nowadays, Christmas trees get set up on November 12th. One thing I've always wondered, while watching this cartoon as a kid was, why isn't Mickey out caroling with his buddies, right? Like his girlfriend Minnie and his two best friends, Donald and Goofy. They're out braving the cold, and hammering out some wicked awesome tunes. And it's not like Mickey has any super amazing plans, all I guess that we know of. Just setting up the house and watching his dog fight with wildlife, I guess. Was he not invited to caroling? I'm pretty sure Mickey Mouse has a pretty decent singing voice. So many questions! But it don't matter, cause like I say, this is a pretty awesome cartoon. If you haven't seen it, which, I don't think anybody hasn't, but if you haven't, check it out, man. It's a total beaut. But with that, let us go see what else we can find out about any kind of behind-the-scenes stuff with this cartoon, and, yeah.
Yes, indeed. A mouse, a dag, and some chipmunks at Christmas, hey? Classic Christmas. So this cute little cartoon is a sequel of sorts. I don't think officially, but pretty much it is, right? There was a similar setup from this cartoon in the 1949 cartoon called Toy Tinkers, right? Where Chip and Dale wind up inside of a house and they try to live in there and they interact with the homeowner. Although in Toy Tinkers, they went up against Donald Duck in his house and man, the end result was a little bit different. In the only way that it could go when you provoke Donald Duck, right? But still, the base of the story is pretty much the same. Something's kind of different hither and thither, which, usually happens in a sequel. And that was a pretty awesome cartoon, I gotta say. That was not the only time Chip and Dale tussled with Donald Duck. In fact, it happened quite a bit. However, this featured special is the first cartoon where Mickey Mouse interacted with Chip and Dale. A little bit of history there. And that's kind of partially why at the end of the episode when Mickey Mouse was like, "Haha, look Pluto, there's two chipmunks in our tree." And not, "Haha, look, there's Chip and Dale in our tree." Cause man, he didn't know any better, right? Just two random chipmunks. Sure, this is the first time the Chipmunks dealt with Mickey Mouse, but they've had plenty of interactions with Pluto before. Which makes a whole lot more sense at the beginning of the special when the Chipmunks are really razzing Pluto, because there is that shared history between the two parties, right? In fact, Chip and Dale's first appearance was in Private Pluto in 1943, where Pluto is an army dog and hilarity ensues when Chip and Dale try to hide some acorns on the property there. Different looking chipmunks, but they were Chip and Dale. So a lot of Chip and Dale's earlier cartoons were, them against Pluto, right? They eventually switched their target to Donald Duck, but in this featured cartoon, Chipmunks versus Dog, yeah, makes sense and it works well. So this featured cartoon being that similar to Toy Tinkers worked so well, that when this cartoon was adapted into a book, they kind of changed things around a little bit. Mickey Mouse was replaced by Donald Duck, even though Pluto was still there. I don't get it. Was he just dog sitting? And the story was called Donald Duck's Christmas Tree. But still basically the same story, and it featured a very remarkably calm Donald Duck. He even apologized to Pluto for getting mad at him for barking all the time. That don't sound like Donald, man. We've seen what he can do when things go awry in his presence. But still, hey, like, as I say, man, what a Christmas classic cartoon! And that's pretty much the basics of it, you know, pertaining to this cartoon anywho, so, like, I guess pretty much that's where I'll end things off here. So with this, that, those, and the other things, man, I guess, that's that. Also, if you guys are interested, I created my own superhero show and I have the first episode out already. The Adventures of the Density. So if you guys would like to check it out, I'll have a link above here and a link at the end of the video for you to peruse there. Yeah, right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, you know, feel free to do so. Or anything else, you know, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, you know, have a great day. Thanks.